I guess that's encouraging and it's scary at the same time, because you know, there's a lot of people in the industry that depend on, the creativity that they've worked, years and years and years to kind of master and to, get to this point. And then all of a sudden, someone says, I don't want to pay this person. Let's just have AI do it. And, it does a comparable job, if not better. So it's something that, I think as a creative, I try not to be fearful of, but I do think about it as a competitor and as an ally at the same time.
How about music? Do you use music in your films that are original scores?
I do, and
Hmm.
I have a funny story. So
Sure.
the last film that we did, it was about this couple, and at the end of the film, she stood up, and there's a guy that's supposed to pick her up and take her on a date, and she stood up and she's waiting in this restaurant for this guy. And so I take it to the composer, and he writes music that is just awful. And so we were supposed to put this music with, juxtapose it with her sitting waiting for, this guy to come, which we know that he doesn't come. And when we put it with the music, it's like, oh my God, it's like it sounds longer than it really is, because it's really only like a minute. But the way that he wrote it was just like, oh my God, if I have to listen to this any longer, I don't know what's going to happen. And so we
Was that deliberate?
no, I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't
And it was
know.
just like,
Yeah. So,
and it's interesting because, it's like you watch the movie, you describe the movie, you say, in this scene I want the audience to feel this. And I'm pretty sure we went over it. And for whatever reason, this composer that was highly recommended to me, um just really missed it. So
ooh, okay.
so
Missed the intention of the scene or the emotion that was supposed to be conveyed.
yeah.
What happened there? Oh, okay.
he
So just
he
not
just
getting
yeah,
it,
he just
basically.
missed it. And I
Okay.
maybe he had, bad coffee or something, I don't know, but
You never know, I guess.
yeah.
So how did you fix that? How did you end up fixing it?
you know um we got really lucky. We found an artist that made this really awesome song, and he was local, so he wasn't signed quite yet. And I just approached him and I said, Do you think that we could use your music?" And I'm thinking he's going to say, "Sure," for like $10,000. And he's just like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And it was like the easiest thing ever. And so we put that music in there, and that completely changed the dynamic of it. So it went from
How did it change?
it
Yeah.
went from like, "Oh my God, this is so long, I don't even know what is going on," to
Uh-huh.
you start to feel, you were very hopeful at the beginning because she's excited about this date and this guy that's going to come and pick her and sweep her off her feet, to, oh no, why is he late, to, oh, he's not coming, is he? And so you were able to go through those range of emotions just by having the same video, but the audio greatly helped elicit that emotion.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out in the end.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, I guess it really does tell you how the sound and the music can really change the feel of a scene.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that's I mean, it's good that it's good that you recognize that you needed to change the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, do you have like a personal philosophy when it comes to filmmaking? And sound is a part of that, but storytelling and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I just try to tell stories that I'm interested in. Um, I uh, I did a pilot with Terry Zwigoff, who did Ghost World, I want to say. And I asked him, so how do what is a successful filmmaker, And at the time, he gave me like one of those, like, that's not an advice, type of an answer. But he said, well, you just have to be yourself. And, I was kind of disappointed with that answer because, everyone's looking for the hack. If you do
Yeah,
A,
of
yeah.
course.
So, and I didn't get that
Yeah.
from him, but, he gave me this kind of like, I don't know, uh, Confucius type of an answer, and to be yourself. And I realized that he was completely right, that in anything you do, you have to be yourself, and to just do things that excite you, and in that way it's going to come across as authentic, and to the best of your ability.
Yeah. Yeah, I think every person in a creative venture approaches it in a different way. So you just, even in voiceover, I mean, it probably took me 10 years before I was being myself.
Yeah.
It takes a while, right? Yeah, I mean, you got to experiment with your film. You have to work with everything that's involved with, and it's a big process, I have no doubt. And figuring out where your sensibilities come through in that is probably hard over, it takes some time to figure out how that all fits together.
Can I ask, so like when you started your voiceover career, did you like say, "Oh, I really like this person's voice," and you started to kind of emulate some of the things about that, or?
I think it was less about a specific person and more about this is how I thought voiceover sounded. So I suspect, to relate this to what you do, that you saw a lot of film and you were like, oh, this is what a good film does.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tried to emulate it,
Oh,
right?
okay, sure. Yeah.
Same kind of deal, right? So it's really the same kind of thing. And then as you know the rules of the game, as you understand how to do what you're doing, you know what rules you can break, and you know how you can make something feel more like something you did as opposed to something someone else did.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So in a sense, then, what you were told there, the zen of filmmaking,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, in a way that kind of makes sense, because now that you've been doing it for a while, you can make that your own. You can really put your own stamp on it
Mm-hmm.
because you know what you're doing.
Sure. Well, I hope so. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
that's the point, right? When you as you we're all always learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always coaching. I'm still taking coaching. I've been in this business 18 years now, something like that, and I'm still coaching.
Oh.
If I stand still, I've lost the program.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. So I have to ask, because this is kind of the elephant in every room right now. Where do you think AI is going to take this? Because right now, like, we have an AI actress, like this Tilly person that's out there that's supposed to be signing deals right now. Like,
Just so crazy.
uh,
Yeah.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. The scripts are probably being written partially by AI sometimes. Ideas certainly are being workshopped through AI.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably production aspects. I know even in voiceover and audio, the production aspects are being helped by AI. So, where do you see that going with what you're doing?
You know, um, I think that AI is I think AI in one point is going to completely make its own films. I think there's going to be a lane for that, where it is written in AI, acted in AI, directed in AI, just all across the board. And I think that that is going to be a lane for audiences, to maybe even go to theater and they want to go see a film that costs $1, and and it's an AI film. Um, so I think that I think that's inevitably going to become a thing. Um, Mainstream, I think that filmmakers are going to continue to lean more and more on it. And just as it gets better, I think there's going to be kind of a vanishing line as far as where the human contributors and then the AI models have contributed to make this project. So it'll just become kind of like this amalgamation of contributions, and you won't know who did what. So I guess that's encouraging and it's scary at the same time, because you know there's a lot of people in the industry that depend on the creativity that they've worked years and years and years to kind of master and to get to this point, and then all of a sudden someone says, I don't want to pay this person, let's just have AI do it. And it does a comparable job if not better. So it's something that I think as a creative, I try not to be fearful of, but I do think about it as a competitor and as an ally at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting idea that it can help us with a lot of the production, but the creativity still, I think, needs human oversight.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Dr. Caitlin Trevor, the research director and founder of Sonic UXR, and you're listening to the Audio Branding Podcast, a great place to learn about how powerful sound can be. If you want to understand how to harness that power in your own life, keep listening.
A lot of the things that I've seen AI being put to use for is personalizing. So when you say someone can go into a movie theater or watch something at home and then, pay $1 for it, maybe they can pay $1 to have themselves in the movie.
That may be, yeah.
It's one of those things where, or have like this character interact with this character who never did in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Or series like that. It seems to me like it's an interesting idea for personalization of a certain sort. And I don't know. I think you say what you were saying about it having its own lane is a good thing. I think that's likely.
Yeah, I think that'd be so funny if someone was just like, did you know I was a movie star? Come watch this movie that I'm in. And this AI.
They can do that
Yeah.
right now. What is it called? Sona? Is it called Sona? Something like
Oh,
that?
Sora?
Or Sora.
Ye-
Yeah. I'm seeing those all over social media now. Like people are making short clips with themselves in it.
Oh, wow.
And it's creative because they have to decide what the scene will be,
Oh, okay.
and that's either well done or not.
Hmm.
But yeah, I saw an advertising creative that I interviewed on here doing it as a kind of like funny lark thing on Facebook.
Wow.
Having himself, because now he's retired,
Uh-huh.
right? So he's having himself in a skit about him working at Walmart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really funny, but it's that creativity. It's the idea of what he would be doing in that scene, not the scene being generated itself,
Hmm.
which is kind of interesting. But then at the same time, that's taking work away from people who make videos and film, right?
Yeah.
So it's weird. And I know from a voiceover perspective, a lot of what I do is being replaced because there are some things that don't require a genuine human connection, really,
Mm-hmm.
in some instances. And so that is definitely being replaced by a button press. There's that going on. So, yeah.
I didn't, maybe I'm naive, but I was thinking that AI would not replace creative things at first. I thought, maybe it would replace mundane tasks that no one wanted to do, like, I don't know.
I think that's what we were hoping for.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let me draw this picture for you. And it's just like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be our thing, not yours, computer. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if someone is getting into filmmaking right now in this day and age, what would your advice be for them?
uh, this is gonna sound so terrible, but I have to say it. Learn how to write AI prompts. It's and I hate that I had to say that, but it's really true because you know, maybe just 2 years ago, I said, first you want to learn how to tell a good story and what that story means to you, and make sure that you get out and you get good lighting and good audio and blah blah blah. And now you're just like,
I think that first part still works though. Like when you're talking about the writing of prompts, you still have to give it the prompt, right? So good storytelling still has to be where you start, doesn't it?
it does, but because I've used Sora a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I've gotten I've gotten okay at it. There's a couple of filmmakers that you say, "Oh God, I love that trailer that you made in AI." Um, but I've noticed that I don't have to be very precise with my prompts. So I could say, uh, generate me a image of a young 20 something lady that is picking up trash on the street, and it will uh I probably have to be a little more descriptive, but for the most part it will generate something very close to what I was thinking. And that's just something, me just speaking off the cuff for like 5 seconds, and it just gets it. And it's just like it's so strange how it understands your thought process, and then it just runs with it.
Well, it's been trained on a lot of what we think and do for I mean, the internet made that possible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's there. It just has to look there, and it can do that at, lightning speed.
Yeah, and
So,
and I didn't realize
yeah.
this. I went into the Sora library, and so they have pretty much everything that anyone has written a prompt for. So if it's a image or a video or even something that someone just asked it, it has a record of that. So it itself has turned into a search engine of sorts that you
Interesting.
will pull up a video. Because
Hmm.
I was just playing around one day, really bored, and avoiding responsibility, and it's just like, what can I screw around on the internet with? And I said something like, show me, I'm in Sora, and I'm like, show me a picture of a dog with butterfly wings. And sure enough, someone had asked Sora that, and not just once. It was like hundreds of them, and it was just like,
Wow,
yeah, and
really?
it's just like,
Okay.
how random is that? It's just like, who thinks of a dog with butterfly wings? And I was really straining really hard to like, okay, I'm gonna ask this thing something it will probably never know, and sure enough, yeah, it was there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to generating the images, yeah, it can just decide, what photo to take that from or what artist to. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it has all sorts of stuff fed into it already that it can do that with. So yeah. Yeah, I am hoping that still there is room for human creativity in all of this and that filmmaking continues as a craft because I think that's important for humanity.
We're gonna be okay, Jody. I promise. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear
Yeah.
that. I am very glad to hear that. Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. So, if someone was going to use sound more intentionally in filmmaking, what would you suggest that they do?
Um, I would. I think first I would suggest that they really think about what they want to accomplish with the sound. Because a lot of times people they use sound as an afterthought, and I would ask them to think about what exactly they wanted to execute beforehand, And then that way they could get really detail oriented as far as, I want it to sound like this and I want it to elicit this type of reaction. So I would tell them to think about sound first.
Yeah, that's interesting. So sound first, not the picture.
Mhm.
Why would you do that? I'm just curious. Because, I mean, as a filmmaker, like you're doing both, obviously, but yeah. So do you often start with the sound when you're coming up with a concept for a film?
Yeah, I think so. Like, so I wrote this film, Roger and Me, and it's about a computer programmer that crashes into a tropical goldfish store and has to carry a GPS goldfish for 30 days. And
That's interesting. Okay.
so when I first started writing this, I had heard a little melody that I just could not get out of my head. And I said, "Oh my God, I love that." And I think that I would love to write something with that. And I think stylistically, I wrote this script kind of with that melody in the back of my mind. So that was something that I don't think I could have done without, having that melody and just kind of that I wanted to sound like this. So for me, it drives just about everything.
Mm. Yeah, that's really interesting. So yeah, and good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear. So it's not an afterthought. It is baked in.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's at least for me, it is. I can't speak to other
Hmm.
filmmakers, but I am very suspicious about them because I've gone to quite a bit of film festivals, and they'll get like some question of like, what were you thinking on a higher sense, and they give you like this very long-winded like stylistic answer that, and I'm just like, I don't believe that, so m- maybe I'm just a meat and potatoes Midwest guy, but it's just I guess I don't think about creativity in that way, I guess, but
Well, it's all about how it emotionally moves us, I guess. That's the whole point, right? You want people to feel something when they watch a film that you did,
absolutely.
right? Yeah. It's the same thing for anyone in audio. You want people to feel things.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Well, thank you for this, Jason. It's been a great conversation. How can people get in touch with you if they'd like to do that?
Yes, likewise. I've had such a great time with you today. If you'd like to get in contact with me, you can, I guess you could do a Google search for me, Jayson, Jayson Johnson. Alternatively, my film company is Strike Five Films. And, between those two, you should be able to find me. I'm trying to get a better footprint, but I think that you should be able to find me pretty easily.
Great. What kind of projects are you looking to do in the future?
I'm gonna try my hand at comedy because Hollywood says that comedy is dead, and I just I don't believe
Hey.
that. I think people need to laugh. I think people need to laugh at things that aren't directly going on as far as what we're experiencing in today's time. So uh, something that is escapism, something that is lighthearted, and something that just you can root for the underdog and feel good, leaving the theater. And just for 2 hours, you don't have to think about, madness that's going on in the world.
Well, I love that idea, and I look forward to watching that film, Jason.
I'm working on it.
I think we all need a little more of
Yeah.
that. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank you.
Well, that's the end of this episode. Thanks for listening. And if you like what you heard, why not tell a friend about this podcast? It's available in all the usual locations. Until next time.